deal with CEOs. We're privileged to have the Chief Executive Officer for Liquid Telecom, Mrs. Susan Mulikita. A big round of applause!
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I am overwhelmed. I've had a roller coaster of emotions since I walked in. From tears, more tears, fever, but all of it out of excitement and out of being awed by the stories that I've heard, the videos that were shown, the love in here, the energy in here is so infectious. You guys are living at the most amazing time of anybody's life. Trust me. I wish I was. No, but she's put in an application. We're coming. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I can't. When I was your age, there was nothing like this. Nothing. Nobody even ever thought of it. Or even just a workshop for young ladies. Nothing. The only thing I remember were, what do you call this? Crusades. Zambia shall be saved. That's all. Yes. And we used to go there because that was the only thing I could ever go to that would sort of ground me. And I think it did help to ground me, but this is more intentional. This is very specific, and this is very focused. And guys, a huge round of applause for this woman. Sorry, you can take a seat. Take a seat. But that was your standing ovation. Oh. Yeah. I started following what she's been doing way back, and I've always just been amazed at how you've been able to pull this off and carry on and never gave up. I didn't know, though, the level of detail of what Kupes was about until today. I've seen some posts when you've had people speak, amazing women speak, but I didn't know that this is what happens. I didn't know that you actually dance. I love to dance. I didn't know that there are such amazing stories. That I didn't know that you infuse love, responsibility, empathy into the young women. I didn't know. So this for me is huge, and I'm quite amazed. And I wish I was growing up or living in your time, because I would have been a coupe through and through. Yes, I would have been. But thank you so much, because I've learned, and I know that I'll learn from what's going on today. Already I'm inspired by those two videos, and I'm inspired by just how you ladies here carry on. She was just talking to Msonda just while we were sitting here, and I picked a lot of vital lessons, which I think are missing in our society. Your responses when the key question was asked, I picked a lot of issues out of there. Was Zambia ready? Yes and no. But then I'd like to throw it to you so that you look at that question from your personal, individual perspective. Were you ready for social media? Were you? You do some introspection and see whether or not you were ready. I think that I was ready, but I think that I've also abused it. So in checking myself, I've taken hiatus from Facebook for now, because I think that it became too much. So I decided, let me stop Facebook. I'm not on Instagram, which is very archaic, really. I need to go on Instagram. I have a Twitter handle, but I don't use it. And all of that is because I thought that it would take away too much of my time. But you know what? I still play Candy Crush. which I think takes too much of my time. It's worse than social media. Yeah, so I do have I will go there, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that I picked on when Malama, who I think is so amazing, was on the stand. I've already asked you to introspect on that question. So apply it to yourselves and ask yourself, were you ready? Are you using properly? Are you using it to your advantage? But I just also wanted to point out one fact, that what you do on social media is creating a digital footprint of yourself. So from now, whatever it is that you are doing will follow you for the rest of your life. Whether it's on Facebook, on Instagram, or you send those on or WhatsApp, you know, there's people send their body parts, the Anita thing, it will never rot. One day, an opportunity will present itself to you, and then people will remember that you were the one, and that will kill that opportunity. So just be wary of the fact that you're creating your personal digital footprint. Create it, but very positively. Don't destroy your life through unnecessary and unsound posts. Create your digital footprint, but by building yourself. Yeah. So now we can go to the video. Coming here for me is a great opportunity to share my story, in the hope that you will be motivated to also want to succeed and be the person that you want to be in future. I don't think that there's any magic to it, and that there's any science to it, but I think it's just a few things that you can do, things that we were born with, that God gave to us when we were born, that you can use to build yourself up over the years and end up the person that you wanted to be. I didn't know that I was going to end up a CEO, but I was definitely preparing myself to have a good life. That's just what I always wanted. I just never wanted to suffer at all. No, I still just don't want to suffer. Even when I retire, I'm already planning my retirement. I don't want to beg. I'm not going to go to anyone and ask for money. I will not. So I think those are just some of the things that helped me in my life. So what I'm asking you to do now, start building yourself up. Tiny building blocks of your life. And these could be what you're doing at school, what you're doing in your private life, as in pass well or study some more. If you've already got a degree, get another degree, or get some professional programs and build yourself up. Even if you don't have a formal job, volunteer. And when you're doing that volunteering work, you never know what you're exposing yourself to or who you're networking with, and they will remember you. Also, be good. Be good to people. It doesn't cost, it doesn't hurt. Okay, all right, thank you. So thank you very much, Ms. Norina, for inviting me. I feel greatly honored and privileged to be here, especially just by your invitation. I couldn't say no. Even if I had something to do, I couldn't say no. Yeah, so thank you so much. And thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for wanting to come and listen to this story, and I hope that at the end of the day, you will all be inspired by what you will hear. So, my name's Susan Mkandawire Mulikita. I'm the last born, can you imagine? I'm the last born in a family of 6. I love being the last born though. In a family of 6, I am a mother, a wife, and I have 4 children. I've adopted 1, so I have 5. 3 daughters, 2 sons. Yeah, I love my sons' names. When I had the first boy, I named him Watipa. Then I had another one, I named Watipaso, meaning he's given us again. I'm Tumbuka, by the way, yeah. So let's go here. So we are here as ladies. We were born, she said we were born. And you know, when you're born, once you're born, you're on your own. You're out of your mother's womb. You're on your own. Now that you are here, who are you as an individual? Have you tried to ask yourself that question? Who you are as an individual? Do ask yourself that question. It will help you to understand who you are and where you want to be. You are at a stage where you can define your life. You can be very deliberate about certain things, and then other things will fall in place because you're already ready to grab certain opportunities that will happen to you in future. You can start creating a life plan for yourselves. Define a 5-year plan. You know, companies have strategic plans, right? Individuals must also have strategic plans. You can do a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. You can decide when you think you want to get married. Trust me, you can. And you can get the guy that you want to marry. Trust me, you can. You can be deliberate about things. So you're here. Who are we and what do we want to achieve for our lives? What do you want to achieve for your lives? Right now, you are sitting in a place full of influence. Just being with Miss Norina there for me is huge. She's a greatly influential woman. And how we met to agree on this date was because we're sitting at a table of highly influential women. So if you're hanging around her, my girls, you are sitting in the right place. Talk about Miss Malama there. I met her this week. And when she came here, I was looking at her, I'm like, I know her from somewhere. All these are influential women. I'm counting myself as an influential woman. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. But I'm coming from somewhere. These two women are coming from somewhere. From nowhere, actually. We were all once young, but we are here. The fact that we are here, you too can be there. Any one of you can be there. Any one of you can end up as president, as CEO, as a director, or whatever you want to be. All you need to do is to be deliberate about your life. The Bible tells us at Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verses 10, that whatever you find to do, whatever thing you find to do with your hands, do it how? Very well. So that is the same with your life. Live your life as well and as best as you can. That's very instructive from the Bible. And we have a duty as individuals, as women, a duty to ourselves. I feel like I'm just repeating what you have already said, because it's a duty to yourself and nobody else. First of all, the Bible tells us to love ourselves before we love others, isn't it? So if you love yourself wholly and well, it will be easy for you to love others. But start with yourself. You have a duty to yourself. Are we special as women or girls? Yeah, we are, without a doubt. And I think I'm very special. Wherever I go, you know, I decide I want to go in that office to ask for something, I will go. It's intimidating, but I will just go because I know they will not eat me. The very worst that can happen for me is to be swallowed alive and not be able to come out. But nobody ever swallows anybody. So I feel special, so I feel I can get anything. So the same applies to you. And why am I saying all this? I might be sounding like it's just mere rhetoric and all, but no, it's not. The reason I'm saying this is because I'm asking you ladies to think about yourself, to plan your life, to be intentional, to be generational, because you're going to grow up. You are no longer going to continue being where you are. You have to look at where you're going and what you would like to do. You guys are living in a time that young people are not afraid of anything. Most fearless people are you people. You ask the most difficult questions. You challenge anybody. It was never like that for us. So if you are living through these times, you can grab anything you want. Grab the world. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. I wish I lived during your times. We can switch. So I do have a background. I'm not saying that my life has been perfect, no, but I know that throughout of my life, I've had a few things that have been very constant. And God has been very constant in my life. I've had a spiritual life. Throughout my life, I've been involved with spiritual activity. And I think that helped me to get grounded and to miss out on certain things that could have maybe destroyed my life. I'm not saying I'm a fanatical Christian. No, I'm not. But I am spiritual in the sense that I put God first. I know there's a God, and I pray to him every single day to thank him for the things that he does in my life every single day, and also to ask him to help me for things that I'm not able to do on my own. So you need to have some things that are constant in your life. My 3 things are God, my family, my friends. I also have work in the back pocket because I know that I need to survive. But those really ground me. My family has been there for me throughout. My friends from way back. I still have friends from primary school. Yeah. And we meet. My friends from secondary school, we meet once a month over tea or coffee. It's very deliberate. The last Friday of the month, we always meet. Are you in a contest with anybody right now? You've seen people running on Independence Avenue or elsewhere, isn't it? Do you think those people are competing for something? Most of the time when they enter marathons, they're competing for something. But that's not the same with life. You have to live your life as an individual. Otherwise, you will fall. Otherwise, you will give up because you think, other people are doing much better than me. You don't want to do that. So compete with yourself. You're your only competition. I feel like this was said already. Yeah, but you're your only competition. And the only thing you must try to do better than the last time that you did something. Always try to be good. Always try to do the best that you can. All right? What else about life? It has to be enjoyed, isn't it? I'm enjoying my life right now. And the reason I'm enjoying my life is because I made a decision, guys. It's not because I don't have problems. I have problems. And I can catalog my problems, but I don't want to depress you. But I decided that I'm going to enjoy my life with whatever it is that I have. I will enjoy. And I wake up every day, I thank God, and I set up to go and enjoy. Work can be hectic, but I've told myself I still have to enjoy my life. So you have to be deliberate about enjoying yourselves in life. Do we agree? Yeah. We can move. So now I'll go to that part where I talk about my childhood and my journey and where I am. So I was born in Chipata. I won't tell you how long ago. Yeah, because you will not admit me to Kupes if I tell you my age. But I was born in Chipata to a mother who used to teach at the Olo Fair. That's where I went. And my dad was a policeman. That tells you that we had a very disciplined household. So my dad taught me how to clean his shoes only once. And I still know how to clean a policeman's shoes today. Yeah, because I cleaned them every single day. That just tells you that you need discipline. Discipline yourself and let your parents' discipline impact you in a positive way. Most of the time when our parents are trying to teach us something, it's out of good intentions. They are more experienced than we are, and there's nobody who's going to discipline you better than your parents because they love you more than anybody else. That thing about, no, I'm going to my aunt to do. Your aunt has got children, and she'll tell them better things than she will tell you. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying when your parents are teaching you or telling you something, don't feel like they're being overbearing. But look at it from the perspective that they are the only ones who can love you more than anybody else. Okay? So discipline. So I grew up in a very disciplined home. We had to be home at 5 o'clock. We didn't have TV in the house because my parents believed that TV was very distractive. So they told me that they were going to buy TV when I was finished with grade 12. Yes. And they didn't buy TV until the last day of grade 12. The very next day, they bought a TV set. Yeah. So when they bought a TV set, I would watch TV. We used to watch TV from 17 hours to about 22. Yeah, and TV would be closed. So they bought a VCR. So I would watch TV the whole night. Yeah. But before they bought TV, I was quite smart. I used to go to the neighbor's house where they had TV, and I used to watch TV from there. But I just made sure I was at home at 5 o'clock. But I would watch a bit of TV and then come back home. So why am I saying this? It's just to say that discipline comes in different ways. I didn't miss the fact that we didn't have TV in the house, even though I was exposed to TV out there. So for you as well, in here there are different people coming from different backgrounds. There are people who are more privileged than others. So if you're looking at somebody else and thinking she's more privileged, I'm missing out on this, don't. We're all different, and we all have different opportunities. Nobody is better than you. We are all equalized by the fact that we breathe the same air, we live the same days. The best you can do as an individual, just work hard and try to be the best that you can be. You just never know what opportunities will present themselves to you, and when you are ready, you will grab them. Okay? So when I was watching TV at the neighbors, I used to watch Crown Court. And Crown Court was a series for lawyers, and they would be in court and all that. So I took an interest. I thought that they were really nice and smart. They dressed up very well. They talked very well. So I thought, if I can only be that. And I was quite young. I thought, if I can only be that. I actually didn't even know that there were lawyers in Zambia, because I was living in Muvulira, where there are no lawyers there. Maybe now they are lawyers, but I just used to think, if I can only be that. But that seed was embedded, and I decided at that very early age to be a lawyer. So going through school, I went to government schools. I went to Pamozi Primary School in Mufulira, then we moved to Ndola, where I went to Dominican Convent Secondary School. The sisters are very strict. And all of those who've been to convent schools, you know what I'm talking about. You were not allowed to pass through town in school uniform. It was a punishable offense. So it was straight from home to school, school, home. So that also helped to ground me. I could have rebelled, but I didn't rebel, because at that point, I figured this is good for me. So I'm speaking to discipline now, because discipline is good for you. Because if you decide to embrace discipline, it will guide you throughout your life. And then when you grow up, you have your own children, you will know what sort of discipline to instill. Okay? So from Dominican Convent, I went to Unza. Then Unza, I entered law school. When I was applying for enrollment at Unza, obviously the sisters will tell you that you need to apply for the School of Education, and then when you go to Unza, you will change. But I had that experience from my older sister who failed to change, and she ended up being a teacher. She's still a teacher. I'm not underplaying the role that teachers play, no. I'm just saying I didn't want to be a teacher. Yeah, so I was quite stubborn, messed up my paper, and applied for the School of Law. But when I went to Unza, I discovered that there was no School of Law actually in first year. You can imagine. You thought that there was School of Law, and then you go and you discover there's no School of Law. Okay, let's deal with this. So I went into the School of Social Sciences, where you need to be before you go into the School of Law. So then I was challenged. I needed a place in the School of Law, because when I went there, out of whoever wanted to be a lawyer, whether there was 1,000 of them, they were only picking 25. Yeah. So I really had to be disciplined. And I think those were some of my most hardworking years when I was at Unza. Most hardworking year was first year, because I needed to guarantee my place in the law school. So I made it, but I didn't know. You guys ask, you research, you Google, so you have all your answers. We didn't have Google, so everything else was like coming as and when. So anyway, I got into the School of Law, and I graduated, and I went to Ziale, and I decided, my father had retired. I didn't have anyone to pay for me if I was going to fail. That was the last chance I had. So I decided I wasn't going to fail Ziale, because Ziale was just as hard then as it has been until I think this year. I made sure I passed. Ziyale. And I think I was one of the very good performers. So at Ziyale, I came up with some distinctions, some merits, yeah. And by the way, I didn't graduate with a credit or a merit from UNZA, but because of the determination that I had, I told myself, I can't fail. If I fail, who will pay for me? I can't. So I came out with those brilliant results. And here I am. I'm a bit impatient, so I went to work for the Ministry of Justice. So they would pick us up from home at 9 hours and drop us back home at 4 o'clock. In between, you go to court, wait in the courtroom the whole day, only to be told, oh, the case is adjourned. So I didn't like the pace of courtroom drama. I decided I was going to switch. So I switched. I went to work for Communications Authority as a legal officer. And when I joined, we were only about 14. So they needed somebody who could be a PR person, who could go on the road to do inspections, who could do whatever it was. So I volunteered to do all those things. Earlier on in my career, I used to parade on Kafue Road, Great East Road, doing inspections of motor vehicles because they needed to have certain discs and all that, doing compliance. If you ask me now whether there was value in doing those things, there was excellent value because no one can tell me anything about what happens in this industry. And I learned. The fact that I exposed myself to so many different things gave me an opportunity to work with so many different people because I then became somebody that people could default to. If there's a question, they say, go and ask Susan, because Susan had been working with engineers. I'd go to the engineers, ask them, what does this mean? So they would teach me, and so I became the gap between the engineers and the non-engineers. So today when I sit in that role as CEO of a tech company like Liquid, there's nothing that I don't know that happens in a tech company like that. It's because I allowed myself to work anywhere. So I'm just saying, you guys, free yourselves. Don't say, I'm an economist, I can't do anything else. You can do anything. You can work anywhere, and you find that you've switched from being an economist to being a financial expert to being a CEO of a finance company. That's what that can do for you. Okay? So when we grow up as children, there's so many things that affect us, so many things that we never get to share with other people. So much confusion going on in our heads. And I think that for me, I did go through that. I had so many questions I couldn't ask anybody because asking so many questions, then grown-ups would tell you, Iwe ukapena. Ule pshasa ukapena. So, and children are very trusting. If you tell a child that, they trust you and they stop asking. Yeah? Because they're worried that they might go cuckoo. So you guys, right now, even if you don't ask anybody, you can just Google. For you, there's no limit to anything. There's no limit to the amount of information or knowledge you can access. Nothing. So go out there and ask anybody. You guys even walk to somebody and say, I was working at Levy during the week, and this girl just walked up to me. Excuse me, I saw you at the government complex. Can I take a selfie with you? And I was like, oh yeah, sure. And we took the selfie. During my times, they would say, Tawa kwa tomu chinshi. Yes, so we couldn't. But you guys, you have unlimited space, unlimited everything. So go out there, be fearless, get whatever you want to get. Okay? Yeah, so we can switch. Is that the last one? Okay. So now, I think this is a very important slide for me, because this speaks into where you want to be when you grow up. All right, so as an individual, you have to grow. As you grow, the community that you live in has to grow. You have to grow with the community and grow as an individual. How are you going to grow? Kupes is an excellent place for you to be able to grow. So be dedicated to Kupes. There's nowhere else you're going to go. Well, apart from church, you can go to church, but Kupes is where the real issues are dealt with. That's where you find different people. Miss Mulenga Kapwepo is such an inspiring woman. I would like to be anywhere where she is. And if you guys can have her in your midst, you are blessed. So happiness is one other important thing. Spiritually, socially, you have to fellowship with your girlfriends. Have friends from all strata of life. Have younger friends, friends your age, older friends. And when you have older friends, give them the respect that they deserve. I really love Miss Norina's philosophy. I have older friends like Miss Charity Lumpa. She's my friend. She drinks tea with me. She tells me boyfriend stories. Yeah, but I still refer to her as my boss. When I speak to her, I still call her my boss. Why? Because I do realize that even though she's allowed me to be as free with her, I still have to give her the respect. So I'm just preaching respect for yourself, for your friends, for your peers, for older people. And I think I don't even need to say that here. It's very well ingrained in you. So enjoy life, no matter what circumstances come your way. I lost my dad. I was very heartbroken because I was very close to him. And just before he died, he had been telling me some profound things in my life. Then he died suddenly. And that broke my heart. But I didn't mourn. I was very hurt that he had died. But fast forward a few years, I celebrate his life every day, and I tell stories, and I laugh, and I speak about him as though he was still there. I wish he was around, because I think he would have been happy to see where I am today. But why am I saying this? I'm just saying, enjoy life. Problems will always be there. Death will always occur. But God has put in a system that allows life to continue, because if he didn't, we would all be dead when our loved ones die. But he has put in that system. You find that both parents die in an accident. The children's lifestyle changes drastically. But those children will still grow up. They will still grow up. Maybe later in life, their lives change again. They start to enjoy life. But they have grown up, isn't it? It would have been different if their parents didn't die. Maybe they would have had an easier life and all. But because their parents have died, their lives have changed. But they will still grow up. So I'm just saying, enjoy life no matter what circumstances come your way. But you can be deliberate about happiness. Just decide you'll be happy. Whatever happens, be happy. Yeah, they talk about filling big shoes. My feet are big already. Yeah, I'm a size 8. So I'm not looking for wearing even bigger shoes. I'll just fit in my shoes. Yeah, so fit in your shoes. Wherever you are, fit in your shoes. Okay? Discover yourself. I went to swimming school 2 years ago. I never learned to swim growing up, but I decided I'm going to learn to swim and dive. So 2 years ago, I went to swimming school, and I can swim now. I can wear a bikini. Yeah. That's part of self-discovery. So discover yourself. Do whatever you want to do. I never wore makeup, actually. But today, I can put a bit of makeup on my face, and I'm loving it. Yeah. You guys are young. You have so much to discover. Go out there and discover. Don't waste your time. When you grow up, you wish you were 16. I wish I was 16. Oh, by the way, I'm still 36. Yeah. Get into inspiring relationships like you have with Miss Norina. I'm inspired by her. Tap from her. Tap from the people that she brings. It's for a reason. When they are gone, follow them. The fact that they came and they talked to you and they left doesn't mean that you can't follow them. Follow them and go and get whatever you want from them, even if it's to network or information or whatever. It's for a reason that she brings people here for you to talk to. Read. I'm reading 3 books right now. One is a CEO book. It's called Hit Refresh. It was written by the current CEO of Microsoft. So I'm reading it because I just became a CEO. I never knew how to be a CEO. So I need to learn how to be a CEO. The other book I'm reading is The Power of Positive Thinking. It's an excellent book. It ran out from Grey Matter because everyone's buying that book. It's an excellent read. Since I started reading that book, my perspective to things has changed. changed in a way that I never believed. There are certain things that I want right now in my life. I have told myself I'm going to have them. When I have them, Miss Norina, I'll tell you. Yes. So I'm encouraging you girls, read. The other book I'm reading is about leadership. I'm just trying to improve myself as a leader. Do you realize that you're leaders wherever you are? Yeah, so read. You can read 3 books. I'm reading 3 books. You don't have to read one. I just finished reading a romantic novel, Daniel Steele. So I'm throwing in some romance, some serious business, some motivation. Okay? So you can read. You can multitask, especially that you're women. I love to cook, so I cook for my children. I use YouTube to cook. One of my sons is very picky. He only likes to eat nice food. And when I cook food, I must lay it properly on the table and the plate for him. And he's only 11 years old. So when you give him his food, he'll come back and say, Mommy, this is not sitting properly. Can you put it? So I have to do that. But I like it, because I think it also helps me to try and teach them good things for their lives. Because when he marries, he'll teach his wife also to, to be neat about things. And yeah. So because I cook, my daughters also cook. I have a 13-year-old girl who makes the most amazing pancakes anybody could have ever eaten. And she started cooking at 8 because she would observe me. Yeah. So I cook a lot. Yeah. And then I also do yoga. Yeah. I do yoga because I've always been into fitness from way, way back. I can't remember how far back. I always used to run at school. I used to gym at secondary school, aerobics at UNZA. Now I've put in running. I run once a week. Every Sunday I run 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers. That just helps me refresh. If you've never run, Miss Malama was saying walk, just run. Run. If you have, sorry for using this, it's a terrible example, but I'm not saying you must do it. If you've heard of, or you've seen people who smoke daga, right? They are always high. They feel good. That's the feeling you get after running. So try. Run. When you arrive at your destination, you feel high. So good. So I love that. So instead of taking that stuff, I prefer to run. So every Sunday I run. But I have to do gym. I always go to the gym, but I haven't been able to go to the gym because of a bit of disruption to my routine since I joined Liquid. But yeah, so I do yoga, and I'm quite extreme with my yoga. I go on my head, and I put my legs up. Yes, as big as I am, I do it. Why am I giving you that as an example? It's just a determination. If you're determined to do something, you will do it no matter what. I run 15 kilometers. It's not easy, but I am determined. I tell myself I have to run today for 1 hour, 30 minutes, and I will run for 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's the determination. You tell yourself you do this. It's the same amount of determination you can apply anywhere in your life. So do it. Do we still have some more? Okay. I'm not finished. Some things that I think I must speak to you ladies about, that you must try and embrace for your lives. Determination is one of them. Focus is one of them. If you want to achieve something, just focus on it and you will get there. You are your only competition, you're your only barrier. Respect for self and for others. It's very, very important. Remember God always. He will always guide you and He will always be there for you. Pray always. I always pray. Enjoy your life. You will not live your life again. When these years are gone, they are gone. Prepare your life plan. Draft up some goals that you want to achieve when you reach a certain age. I still do write my goals. Right now, I have a few goals that I'm working on. It's a 3-year plan, and I have a 3-year plan and a 5-year plan. And every 3 months, I review my plan to see how I'm doing. So far, I'm not doing very well because I told myself I need to buy a cow every month. I'm not doing very well. By now, I should have had 4 cows. So I'm only going to buy my first cow this month. So because I haven't bought the other 3 cows, I need to double up to make sure that at the end of the year, I have the right number of cows that I set out to have at the beginning of the year. So have your life goals. When you reach a certain stage, audit yourself how you're doing in your life, whether with your goals or with school or with fashion, whatever it is that you had wanted to do, audit yourself. Ask yourself, am I doing well? If not, what do I need to do? Okay. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Another round of applause, ladies. She says she loves you, but she loves me more. So we'll have 3 questions. You can have a seat.
No, I'll have it later.
Would you like to start? Okay, do we have any? Just 3 lovely hands. If you have no questions, it's okay. Okay, so we've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. Okay, so I'll just. Can you try using your mic?
If it's green, there is 1. Only if it goes on red.
I would love to ask you.
I'll let her use the mic.
I'll use this one.
Good. Okay. Good morning. I would love to ask you how you did manage to achieve what you achieved in your law school and how you managed to pass the yearly, because that's hell for everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So I think that it's determination. It's determination and focus. When I decided I was going to do that, I allocated more of my time to that activity and less of it to other things. I think generally I'm not a very social person, in the sense that I never went out to discos and all that. That kind of social. I love to hang out and travel and all, that's my social. So I didn't miss that part of life. And I think for you guys to be here tells me a lot about the kind of characters you have. I don't think you are the people who go to disco, and you could, but I don't think, yeah, no, to be honest. I associate with a lot of young people, and I can tell somebody's pattern or lifestyle from where they hang out. So for you to be here, honestly, I don't think that you attach more value to things like that. I know some of you in here who, this young girl here, she's an excellent designer and she makes the most amazing clothes. So if you have people here, you people here, you're already sorted already. So it's the determination, the focus, the drive, the desire, that's all. And of course, when I was at school, I used to study hard in focus groups. Sorry? So focus groups also helped. I mean, I can't take that away from my former classmates. We always used to study in groups, and that really helped us to understand. But mostly it's the desire, the determination, the focus, and the commitment, and the consistency that will help you to achieve anything in life.
All right.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lois Mwale, and I'm a newbie. Okay, so I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like I haven't had enough. I wish you could go on and on. Yeah. So I just want to find out what is Liquid Telecom all about?
Thanks for that question. Alfie is going to slap me when I'm done here, because I never talked about Liquid. Thanks, Alfie, for your support. Alfie, I work with Alfie, and she supports me all the time. There she is. Yeah. She's amazing at her job. She does all these artistic things. I don't even know how to describe them, but she's amazing. And she's such a very calm person. Awesome. Yeah, so what was the question again? Okay. Liquid Telecom is a data company. We have built fiber across the whole country of Zambia, and from South Africa all the way to Cairo. We are now building fiber across Africa, from the west to the east, and from east coast to the west coast in West Africa, and down south. We're connected all the way from Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, DRC, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, in country. So what we do is we're a data company. We carry data for anybody, whoever wants to have their data carried from wherever in Africa, all the way to London. Liquid Group is an amazing story. The story of Liquid is amazing. I don't know who knows Mr. Strive Masiiwa, the CEO of Econet Africa. If you know him, you know how he started his journey, out of determination again and focus. And at the time that he started Liquid, there were so many barriers that could have stopped his journey to establishing such a powerful company. So Liquid was born out of a social need. He was starting it out as a social need. Econet first of all, and then Liquid. So he built that company, and Liquid has its headquarters in London and has regional offices in West Africa, Southern Africa in Zimbabwe, South Africa, East Africa in Kenya. So we are a data company, and we carry all your data. We are also an internet service provider. If you want to, oh, by the way, I'll be giving out 2 MiFis. Yeah. I don't know what Malama is going to do to give out the 2 MiFis. She does what she does really well. So for you to sample. But if you want, you can buy a SIM card and buy some of the data bundles and be able to experience. But the fastest, best quality of service internet in Zambia is currently being provided by Liquid. Clap. So we will soon be doing voice as well. We'll start doing IP voice or data, voice on data. So we'll be announcing. There's so many things that Liquid is going to be doing in the next few months, and you will start seeing a bit more of me. I'll ask Miss Norina also to come and join us so that she can also come and spread what we're doing. But I hope I've helped you to understand what Liquid does. Is it clear? Yes. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, next question. A round of applause.
Yes. Oh, well, okay. Hi, I'm Camilla, and Camilla from Kupes. I don't know if I should introduce myself further. My question would be, as a woman in leadership, especially in your position, what advice would you have to other young women in leadership, especially with, the type of men we have around?
Thank you. I know Camila from Kupes, and she's such a driver. And your mom must have told you. Lupege's friend Sean's mother. So she knows my son and not me. Okay, I will answer. So I did say that my life was not devoid of problems. It had problems. My career path has had problems. And I have met men who would have preyed upon me, as in, you know. But I didn't allow it. It's really up to you. I didn't allow it. I don't owe anybody anything. So when you build your life with these building blocks that you're creating now, you don't need anybody to come and hit your bum to do anything. No, you don't. You just wait. The time will come. You will progress. I started out quite early. And there were some men who made proposals for me to advance really quickly. I would have advanced really quickly, but I think I would have been bored already by now. But I didn't take those offers up. I let them be. And I progressed slowly, slowly, slowly. I had somebody tell me, you will never be a CEO because you've passed the age of 40. I questioned that, but then it's not me who appoints CEOs, so I thought maybe it's true, but I didn't let it dampen me. I just carried on with my life and progressing and all that. I became a CEO. I'm nearly 50. I became a CEO. Yeah. So don't allow anybody to trick you into giving your body for success. No. It works, but no. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Just be patient. You will get there. I'm very happy and very proud today because no one is going to come and say that I slept with her for her to achieve that. Nobody. But there are also some very good men. I've been assisted by very good men in my progression who supported me and helped me to grow. So you will find those men who want to pray on you, and you will find those men who will help you to grow. Right now, I have a senior lawyer who's helping me to study some more in order for me to achieve some more qualifications. And I've known him for a long time, but he's just being supportive of me. And I do appreciate that. So even for you, look out for those men who are good, who have good intentions for you. Those who don't have good intentions, just tell them. You guys are more liberated. You can just tell them that, no, this is not for me. Just be patient, you'll get there. Work hard, you will get there. It's scary though.
Hi everyone, my name's Gracia Imbole. I just wanted to find out, on your journey to success from school to where you are, what did you have to give up and was it all worth it?
Yeah, that's an important one. I think I had my kids late. I started having children at 28. I would have loved to have my kids very early because I think if I had them early, I would have been enjoying my life with them as much older people. My youngest son is 8. So if I'd had my kids early, I think he would have been 20. So that I think was, but it's okay. I mean, we all have different journeys. My sisters started having their kids at 21. Their kids are all grown up. So you find that my children are the youngest in the family and no one ever pays attention to them. Nobody wants to be with them because they are, irritating at some times. But yeah, for me but the fact that God allowed me to have children, I'm grateful for it. Yeah. And then because of having children, I had to put my career on hold for some time. So I didn't nearly get as many qualifications as I think I would have had. So that's why now I'm telling you that I'm studying again. Yeah. But I think we all have our clocks. At different times, you achieve different things, so it's okay. Yeah.
She's a twin. Oh, okay. Yes. My name is Chimpoembe. And my question is, what do you really include in a life plan? There's one that I had been working on where I include how to grow in terms of character, charisma, and competence. But I've noticed that it's not really, so I don't know if there's like a tailor-made thing.
So in your life plan, in my life plan, Chimfame, by the way, that's really good because I didn't have those things in my life plan, like character and all that, but I put in things like education, a house, you know, a car. Those are the things I put in my life plan. I didn't put any spiritual goals in my life plan, and I'm embarrassed. So the fact that you put in character and those other things is excellent. But just put in things that you want to achieve on your own, things like your academic qualifications, what you want to get by the time you reach a certain stage. If you are into business, what do you want to achieve? If you want to network, who do you want to meet by when? So that you are very specific about the things that you want to do. Otherwise, there's no tailor-made life plan. Life plan is basically what you want your life to turn out like by the time. It may not turn out like that exactly, but at least you have certain specific things that you might have been working towards or you even achieve. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Chileshe. I remember you said you are or were an impatient person. Yes, so I'm sure like there were times where you had a plan like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, and you felt like you're not doing enough or you're not getting what you want, and you just don't know what to do to get where you want or what you want to do. How did you deal with that? Like, how did you deal with yourself?
So the first was to realize my impatience. And I think there are certain decisions that I made in a rush that when I reflect back, I feel like maybe if I had spent a bit of time reflecting on those decisions, maybe I'd have made different decisions. So because I realized, I've introspected, and now I'm trying to be a bit more patient with what I do in making decisions. So before I dive into an issue, I first of all maybe talk to somebody who I think can help me to make a decision, or give it a bit of time, reflect on it, ask myself if I do it this way, will it turn out well, and so on and so forth. But my impatience comes from the fact that I get a bit bored. I get bored a bit faster, I think. So, and I think I've made certain decisions in my life that some people who are close to me laugh at me about. You know, my daughter tells me that I chase maids very easily. And now she says I chase people, you know, and when I think back, when I really look at what she says, I think it's true. If I get tired or I will just tell you to go. So now I'm trying to be a bit more patient. So I'll stop chasing the maids now. But I hope I've answered your question. I'm doing a bit more introspection, just so that I can help myself to be a bit more patient, because I worry sometimes that I'll make a very costly mistake. But so far I haven't. Not fatal.
Lady Norena, a round of applause, please.
Okay, so a round of applause, please. I have just a few takeaways, and I'm sure you've written down a lot of things, isn't it, eh? One thing that is very key, I just put down two things here. Taking up jobs and to volunteer. She worked in an organization, and when she was asked to take on other roles, she stood up and went ahead. She raised her hand. Some of us can't do that. You know what I mean? Like I can only, no. That is beneath me. You know what I mean? But you must understand that when you're doing certain jobs, it is to build your career. So can you imagine, without her knowing at that particular time, that is what was going to help her in her current job now. So don't look down upon certain jobs. When you're asked to even just sit at reception for a few minutes or an hour, some of you think that you have been degraded. When you're asked to say, okay, fine, we're going somewhere, and you'll be the one who's going to carry the bag or take photos or pull up, you think it's an issue, but you don't realize that it's actually preparing you for something bigger. So don't look down on, just raise your hand, volunteer. And when I say raise your hand, Even in Kupes, I will not come to you and tell you, oh, come and usher. You raise your hand. Are we together? Because others will be sitting, if what about no. Are we together? Raise your hand. What can you do? Miss Norena, I'm good at this. How can I help? I've got girls who come and say, I am good at this. How can I help? You understand? I will not know. Profita. I wish I was, and I would be able to say, I prophesy, you know what I mean? But I do not know unless you say it. Are we together? Raise your hands. And when you come to Kupes, if I say, you understand? We are training you to be better citizens. The next one that I put down is, life is not a popularity context. Thank you, Miss Susan. Life is not a what? I'm a phone punch. Okay. Life is not a what? Popularity contest. It's not. She said this, but it's a journey. It's a journey. So here already, you're thinking, yes, you will get there if you are determined enough. It's not a contest. It's not. It is about you. What are you adding to this world? What value are you adding? What are you bringing to the table? That's what it counts, isn't it? You only be valued if you add value, if you bring value. How will I value if you did? You know what I mean? Simple things, even at home, when you can't even do those things, surely, how then can you start here and start giving us orders? When you can't look after yourself, you can't even make your own bed. Are we together? So don't come and shine, no, leaders of the Tamuskembale Tamwanshka beds. We can't. Are we together? The other one is just respect. Respect for self and others. As a Kupes girl, if you are in this room today, when you go back, for those, when you go back home, let them see a change. Then they will be encouraged to say, because they're hoping that when she comes back, at least maybe 1 week, those moods will not be there. Just be intentional, girls, hey? Respect for self and for others. I know that, like you're talking about social media, people getting excited and saying all sorts of things. I worry. Believe me, arrogance is not freedom of speech. Insults is not freedom of speech. For me, you have to add value when you're talking. Say something that we can listen to. Not tukula ponta, and no, it's freedom of speech. No. That will cost you. And we have been reminded today, those things will show up. And like we keep telling you, when you're looking for jobs, we go to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter to see the things that you post. This is a true story. What normally happens is you send in your application forms. Are we together? Your CVs. We shortlist. Those who are shortlisted, where do we go next? Social media, to see what you're posting. So if you're thinking, oh no, I'm young now, and now at one point we're looking for a board appointment, it will show up. Oh, now Facebook reminds us after 1 year. And on that day, bad day for you, that's when it pops up. Be very intentional. Respect for self and respect for others. Kupes culture, you cannot call me Norena. Shiri Munowe. And I'm not even shy with this because I personally do that myself. I will not copy. Like you're saying, Miss Charity Lumpa, Mrs. Melo, all these people, the people you can't just go, Miss Nkanza, I can't just, Beatrice. You know what I mean? I can't. It's not that I'm not shacha or I'm backward, you know what I mean? But because I realize that I have to be respectful. Because there are others who are not at a certain level where they're okay to be called, who people are like, oh, you can call me Norena. Others will be like, I didn't station and do you. At that point, they even block you off. They do not want to be associated with you. So wait for the person to say, no, it's okay, you can call me Norena. Or you can call me Mary. But say Miss Mary, like for Miss Susan here. Either you say Mrs. Mulikita, or you say Miss Susan. Or Madam Susan. In Kupes, we don't do the first name basis. Amongst yourselves, you can. But when a speaker stands here, or anybody older stands up here, we go and be very formal. We might look backward, but it is okay. you will understand eventually, because Zambia is not at that level where other companies, they do, which is okay, you know what I mean? They'll even tell you, no, here our culture is, you can call me Peter. You know? Call me Shani, you can call me Jane, it's really okay. But there's certain organizations where, those ones, parastatals and all, they'll be like, Iwe. So you don't ruffle any feathers, go in with a formal way, and when they tell you, then you can, you can sort of like fit into the organizational culture. Are we together? I think that's very important. Follow-up system for Kupes. I know that she said follow people. We try not to do that because we have 1 or 2 girls have been burnt before, trying to go to a speaker to ask for something quite ridiculous. It was very embarrassing for us. So our system is, come to Kupes first, we make the introduction on your behalf. Are we clear? If it comes back in another way, we will not be able to help you. We couldn't help this girl because we didn't know where the conversation started from. The system is you come to Kupes, that's why we've Ask Away. Ask Away is for you to send us feedback, to ask questions. This is what I want. Then we'll be able to direct it to the right mentor. And if there's an opportunity to meet, others have been able to meet because they just raised up a hand and said, I have this issue. And I said, no, maybe they can get to meet. Are we together? It makes it easier. And then we can also track what you're saying and what you're doing. Are we together? So if you want to meet any of the mentors, please, let's just create a system for you. Simply call the office or write to askaway@kupesnetwork.com and it becomes easier. We can even back you. Are we together? Because some of us here are here for the very first time. We don't know you that well yet. It'll be easier if we start getting to know you. Are we together? Okay, so I think I just wanted to point out those things. Can we have another round of applause for Mrs. Mulikita? Thank you.